Alright, let's make a Margarita, a Zigra-Rita. Here we go. When rimming your glass, you can use either water or lemon juice or lime juice or simple syrup, something liquidy, whatever you prefer. I'm going to use lime juice for some extra flavor. I've seen people waste a lot of liquid, whatever it may be, filling up a plate or a bowl. What I'm going to do is take the glass and place it down onto the plate. I'm just going to add the lime juice all around it. You don't want to pour the lime juice directly onto the side of the glass, because then you're just going to have sticky glass. You just want it right around the base. Then you can kind of slide that around if you don't mind the sound of glass on glass. For the rest of the rim, for the salt, I'm going to use coarse sea salt. Coarse because I just like the texture, it looks better to me, and sea salt because, you know, we're talking about a sea kaiju here. There are a few different ways to do this. One way is to just get a bunch of salt on here. There we go, you don't have to fill up the entire plate. Take your glass and just spin it into the dry salt. You can also form a circle of salt around the edge of the plate. Take your glass and just dip it in, spin it around, and there you have your rim. If you're like me and slushies or other blended drinks give you major brain freeze, you can just put it on the rocks, which is what I'm going to do here. Take some ice, get that in there. There we go. I don't like to use margarita mix. I like to play around with the different levels of syrup versus lime, depending on how tart or sweet I want it, but that's entirely up to you. I'm going to do a half shot of simple. Now remember that half shot isn't exactly halfway up, it's a little bit higher. And if you want the math on that, I'm happy to help you out with it. Then we'll want the other half of just lime juice. We can take that mixture, pour it in. To make your silver tequila actually silver, you're going to want a separate container unless you want to make the entire bottle silver. I'm just going to do a little bit at a time. Fill up your thing with tequila, however much you want. You will need edible, food-grade silver luster dust. A little bit of this goes a long way, so you don't want to just try to dump the whole thing. I like to use a knife. Just take a little bit at a time. That is plenty in there. And there it goes. Cap it up. Doesn't look like much now, but shake it up. You get some sweet, sweet swirls. I'm actually going to put a little bit more in there. That'll do it. Shake it up. Silver. Look at that. Then you'll take your silver tequila. If it's already started to settle, you can just shake it up again. Get that sweet, sweet swirl going on. Gonna want 2 shots of this. 1. Nice. 2. Also nice. So we've got this nice silver top. Last step, get some of that blue stuff. And just a little bit of blue, bloop, right on top. Today we are looking at the X Plus Flying Swimming Zigra. I've seen it referred to as both. This guy is hands down one of my top favorite figures of all time. I love the design, I love the paint. It's perfect, I love it. This guy came out in 2001, I believe. It came carded. You had to attach the wings, limbs, flippers. This guy came in 3 different variations. There was this one, the regular version, with silver and blue highlights. The other painted version had pink highlights instead of the blue. And there was also this unpainted glow-in-the-dark version, and this guy glows so well. The detail on this guy is fantastic. He's got these bright red eyes, he's got the red spot on his nose, he's got some nice detail and paint on the teeth and his beak. The whole thing is painted silver. It does have this, bronze kind of detailing and blue highlights throughout. He's got this blue along his back, along each fin, on his face, and his head, and his horns, got blue down his belly. And the tops and bottoms of the fins, the wings, the flippers are painted exactly the same. So I have seen people assemble this with these going up, and I've seen it with these going down. Just like the person who previously owned this figure, they assembled it with the fins facing down. There is no articulation on this guy, none whatsoever, except for, I guess, a little bit of floppiness, but that's entirely unintentional. It's based on how they cut the vinyl inside. But I don't think there needs to be any articulation. There are some small markings along his tail, X Plus made in China, and the copyright on the other side. Also, just a heads up, if you mix together all the ingredients, the blue gets a little green tinted just because of the color of the simple syrup and the lime juice. But that's okay, it looks like you combined both of these. Additionally, if you want to make the drink less potent, because this is pretty powerful because it's mostly tequila, you could add some of the silver luster dust to your simple syrup to keep that silver color going and just cut out one of the shots of tequila. Of course, all these drinks, you don't have to follow them to a T. You don't have to follow them at all. If I had just one gripe about this guy, it would be that he's kind of hard to display unless you have some kind of stand. He just kind of flops. But I love him nonetheless. You know, the older I get, the more I enjoy tequila. I was trying to come up with a name for this. The best thing I got was Zigra-Rita. If you can think of something better, please let me know below. If you're looking for this guy, I got mine on eBay well over a decade ago. There's so many more options now. Check eBay, check all the usual sites. If you want them, I hope you can find them. Best of luck, and until then, drink responsibly.